Now, if I were to ask you, what is a spreadsheet? If we boil it down to its very essence, well, it's cells. A spreadsheet consists of cells, and our ability to manipulate the relationships between those cells. That's a key determinant of how good we are at Excel, and particularly at Excel VBA. That's why part two of the Excel VBA Beginner Building Block series is all about interacting with cells using Excel VBA. Before we get into it, remember, you can head over to the website and download our PDF. I can see we've got the session 2 template here, and here are our learning outcomes. Learning to reference a cell, something like range A1, learning to input a value into a cell using our foundational concept of A equals B, and then transferring a value from one cell to another using Excel VBA. We're going to learn to do these things in the next 10 minutes. And don't forget, guys, you can go to the website, download this PDF. You can get it in Excel form, and you can access 3 Excel VBA meta skills videos, not on YouTube, only available on the website. The link is in the video description, so make sure you head over there. With that said, let's get our usual setup now when we're using Excel VBA. So I'm just looking for the VBA editor here. Have you managed to get this set up? This is actually one of the meta skills, being able to get this set up, seeing Excel and the VBA editor at the same time. I've used the Windows key and left and right to allow us to do that. Now, we can see our code from part 1 here. So we're going to go ahead and say sub reference range here. So an informative name for the macro, and by putting the sub syntax in, we've created a new macro. We can see it's a new macro because it says sub at the beginning, which is short for subroutine, and Excel automatically inputs the end of the macro, which is end sub down here. We're going to go ahead and just input a value into a cell. Really doesn't matter what you say, but make sure you remember, or make sure you note mentally, which cell have you put that value into? I've put it into B3. Now, what we're going to try to do is extract that value from the cell and display it using VBA, interaction between the VBA editor and cells in the spreadsheet. Welcome to Excel VBA Beginner Blocks. So let's go ahead and give this a go. So we're using msgbox again. msgbox is so useful when we're testing Excel VBA. It's another of our Excel VBA meta skills. Let's go ahead and say range B3 dot value here. So we know we can use msgbox to flash up kind of what we'd call static message. That's what we did in part 1, remember. What about this then? So what's going to happen now? Is this going to display range B3 literally in the message box? I'm not sure about that. Just be very careful with the syntax here. You can see I've got the speech marks around the cell reference, and critically, the cell reference is, of course, the cell that I've put the value into in the spreadsheet. So have you got this set up? Let's go ahead and give it a test. So I'm clicking in the routine. I can see the cursor flashing in the routine. I'm going to hit play there, and we can see Tiger flashing up here. So I'm actually reading what's in the cell from the VBA editor. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and put a different value in here. So I'm going to go for lion now. And you can see I just made a typical Excel VBA mistake. I thought I was in the spreadsheet. I was actually in the VBA editor. Can you see we've got a letter L there? If I ran the routine, well, let's go and see what happens when I run the routine. Excel's going to say, there's a problem with the syntax. You've got to sort it out. Don't worry. Happens all the time. So let's play the code again. What's going to happen now? And we can see lion flashing up there. What if I put tiger over here? So make sure you're working along with me, doing this experimentation, playing. This is how you learn. This is another one of the meta skills. How could I reference this cell if I want tiger to flash up? Well, got to change the cell reference in the VBA editor. What cell have we got here? I can see in the top left-hand corner, D5. So let's go ahead, not D53. Let's go ahead and put D5 in, clicking in the routine. The cursor's flashing in the routine, hitting the play button. What's happening? Tiger flashing up there. So just really building in your mind the relationship between the cells in the spreadsheet and the VBA editor, specifically how we can extract that information and display and use it in Excel VBA. So we've managed to reference a cell. We've managed to input a value using the keyboard. Let's now input a value using Excel VBA. Let's give that a go. Let's have a new routine, and let's say input value to cell. So you can see when I'm writing these macro names, what am I doing? Always one word Yeah, you can see that's why I'm using the underscore, because they need to be one word. Always informative names for macros, informative names for macros. Already, we've got a few macros in the file. I can go to tools and macros, and I can see a list of macros there. And I'm already benefiting from having used an informative name. I can understand, broadly speaking, what those macros are doing. So we want to display a value in the cell using Excel VBA. How would we do that? Well, it's our foundational concept in Excel VBA of A equals B. A equals B. So B is going to take on the value. No, there we go. Even I'm getting it wrong. A is going to take on the value of B. A takes on the value of B. So perhaps you can have a guess how to do it now. Now you've got the foundational concept. Let's say I want to put a value into cell B7. I want to write my name, Chris, into cell B7. Using the foundational concept of A equals B, how would that syntax work? Stop the video, have a think about it. Okay, let's give it a go. So it's A equals B. So what I'm writing to the destination, that goes first. So let's say range B7 here, dot value equals, then I can choose what to put in. What if I do this? Is this going to work? Well, let's see if this works. I'm going to hit the F5 key. You can see Excel's come up with this error, variable not defined. Excel thinks I'm trying to use a variable. Stay tuned for the rest of the series. We'll talk about variables. They're just places to store information in Excel. What are we missing here? Well, we actually want Excel to understand this as a text string. So we need speech marks around this. Another very common mistake in Excel VBA. So clicking in the cell, running the routine, what's going to happen? I can see Chris appearing there. Suppose I wanted to overwrite the value in D5. How could I do that? So easy, isn't it? With VBA already, we're feeling the power. D5 in there. I'm going to play that. Chris, let's put a different value in here. I've got Luna the dog just behind the camera today. She's always here with me in the office. So Luna, play, and you can see how that's working. So we're just really looking to reinforce this idea of the relationship between the cells in the spreadsheet and the VBA editor. It's a two-way relationship. We can read stuff in the spreadsheet using VBA. That's what we did in the first macro. The second macro showed us we can also write stuff to the spreadsheet using Excel VBA. How about that? Pretty cool. We are building up these building blocks. Building blocks number 6, transfer value from one cell to another, again, using our foundational concept of A equals B. Okay, let's go for another routine here. So I'm going to say sub transfer one cell to another, and you don't have to use these long macro names. Don't worry. I'm just trying to make it as clear as possible what's going on. Let's suppose I want to get the value from D5 into D7. Value from D5 into D7. Well, foundational concept. A equals B, and A is the destination. Can be confusing this. A equals destination, and B is the origin of that data. So to get the data from D5 into D7, I'm going to go ahead and make this easier. This is the destination cell here. I'm just going to type in destination, go Control B. And then this is the, up in there, this is the origin cell here. I'm just going to go for the cell above. Control B, I'm going to go ahead, hit the delete key, clear out the other data, and then Alt-HOW on the Windows PC. I'm just going to increase the column width here so we can see that full destination text, increasing that to 12. So the value from C5, getting that value into C6. We've got our foundational concept. Stop the video. You've got the syntax too. You can do this. So I'm just going to type in text here. And how is it going to work? Well, A equals B, destination equals origin. So range, speech marks, C6 dot value equals, and how are we going to complete this? Stop the video and complete it yourself. We need those punch the air moments, guys. Get yourself a punch the air moment. Do it yourself. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So we're transferring data from one cell to another. Once again, test, experiment, prove it to yourself, play, build confidence, and you can see we've managed to transfer data from one cell to another. So building blocks 4, 5, and 6 we've ticked off in this video. Are you excited about Excel VBA? Hope you've had a punch the air moment. I'll see you in the next video.